Hello everyone, I'm Shevval Kızılkan, and today we're going to talk about presenting your work with impact presentation skills training. Let's get started. Okay, here are some of the influential speakers: John F. Kennedy, Oprah Winfrey, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela. They're so successful, they're so good at what they're doing. What can be the reason? The reason behind this is that they have a common trait, and their common trait is the ability to use authentic and powerful communication to influence other people and to transform society. That's why they're so successful. Also, I want to talk about the importance of influential presentation in 21st century. So, in this way, you can have self-confidence and resilience, and also what if you do influential presentation and if you can speak influentially, then people will perceive you as a confident person. And it also improves communication and helps deliver messages clearly. So it erases misunderstandings because you can reflect what you're thinking to people clearly. And also, it gives you a voice in community or workplace. Also, in this way, you can practice your critical thinking. But I want to add one more thing. Influential presentation not only leads success in the business, but also in your personal passions, such as singing or acting. And we can say that speaking is influential presentation is so important in general. So my question is, are there any speakers who made a real impact on you, and why do you admire them? Presenting is storytelling. Why do we tell stories? Why do we tell stories? You see this picture over there? I got it from a video, and in the video, I really liked it. The woman was saying our ancestors, when they went out for hunting, they were not just coming back home and saying, "Honey, dinner served." They were also gathering people around themselves, and they were telling them all the challenges that they faced and all the bravery that they showed. Sometimes they were exaggerating and they were lying, but still, this counts storytelling, so there is no problem. And as humans, we are storyteller beings. This is in our bloods. Even our ancestors had this desire to tell stories. Hmm. And storytelling is something both biological and cultural, and even neuroscience shows that when we tell a story, our brain releases chemicals such as oxytocin, cortisol, and dopamine. Oxytocin for the trust, it increases trust, and cortisol increases awareness, and dopamine increases satisfaction. And storytelling is a skill, of course. Storytelling is or a skill to practice for us. We can practice as much as we want, and of course, the last one will always be better than the first one because practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect everything in general. And storytelling is everywhere. As you see, storytelling is in the music, is in the buildings, is in the films, movies, and is in the books. Storytelling is everywhere. Even after the lesson, after the class, you're gonna sit in a cafe with your friends or in the canteen, and you're gonna talk, you're gonna tell each other stories. Actually, you're gonna tell how was your day going, how was the class, how was the presentation. You're gonna tell stories. Actually, this is also storytelling. So storytelling is everywhere, and our purpose with storytelling is to craft compelling, meaningful content worth listening to. So let's look at some storytelling techniques. I'm gonna start with the traditional ones. First one is the hero's journey. um I think people love this more because this is this is about someone who steps out of their comfort place, comfort zone, because we have a hero in the story, and or a hero adventure calls or hero, and during this journey, our hero faces some challenges and temptations, and with the help of a mentor, our hero learns to resist them, and they have a revelation, and then they have a transformation, and in the end of the day, they return home as a brand new person. This is all it is about, and this is developed by Joseph Campbell, and this is found in religion, myths, and films such as Star Wars. And in the religion, Buddha's story, we can say it as an example. So, let's talk about the three-act structure. The three-act structure is like in the first act, this is where we learn about our characters and the story in general, like our characters, environment, in their world. We're learning their worlds. And in the act of two is the longest part, longest act, actually. And in this act, this is the act where stakes get higher and action is rising there. And in the third act, this is the shortest act, or characters finding a solution, and our story ends. This used in plays, novels, films, Hollywood, Broadway, etc. So let's look at some new storytelling techniques, shall we? First one is Pixar storytelling. Actually, this is my favorite because I love Pixar movies in general, but also this reminds me of the tales that I read when I was smaller. Because this storytelling technique has a simple structure like once upon a time, blah blah, every day, then one day, because of that, until finally, it's like telling a tale for us, and it's used by Pixar films, of course, like the Finding Nemo or Toy Story, and also it's applied by Steve Jobs. I listened it, and he started the story saying, "Once upon a time, there was a company," and I understood immediately that this was about Pixar storytelling technique. And this is my favorite actually because they know actually how to make their um have to make people things feelings, they're aiming to feelings, they're aiming to emotions, and they do it so good. They're so successful. So in Sparkline storytelling method, look at it, Sparkline. There's a spark, right? There's a brightness. And this is because, like, in this storytelling technique, or storyteller says us, look, there's a situation, there's this, but also in the future, there could be this. Like, actually, she's telling us, or he is telling us a story saying, okay, look, this is our reality now, but we can change it. We can make future feel full of hope and brightness, and they're showing us a new bliss. They're giving us what it is and what could be at the same time in this method, and I love it. I love this too, and Martin Luther King Jr. Used this technique in his I Have a Dream speech. I love this technique too. And the building blocks of a story. We're gonna talk about the building blocks of a story. First one is character. Characters are the relatable ones, right? Like while we're watching or reading a story, we relate them most of the time, and the story, it revolves around them. And authenticity. Authenticity actually makes audience to trust the storyteller. So it's important. And audience engagement is also so important because audience should feel included. in the story. Yeah. And a storyline is also so important. Also structure, like introduction part, body part, and the final part. This is like a tree of structure, you know. Um, and the hook. The hook part is what keeps audience interested, excited. So you see the sticker, right? It says write your story. While writing your story, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Why are you telling a story? Why are you telling a story, and why do you think that you are the right person to tell it? And also, who is your audience? Is your audience related to your story? And have you decided your method? Which method will you use? These three questions are so important. Yep, how to develop a presentation. So we saw how to tell a story, we saw storytelling techniques, and why we saw them, because actually presentation is kind of like a storytelling. A presentation should tell a story. And while making this story, I want you to think big and don't see yourself as a student. You are now a director and a designer, and you can do much more better. And I want you to write a lot while doing this presentation, at least revise at least 2 drafts before creating slides. Make sure what you are doing. And most important part is structure and language come before visuals. Um, you have lots of beautiful pictures, okay, but they don't mean a thing if you're not gonna talk fluently, clearly, efficiently. Visuals are nothing without you. You're the actual star. See it? See that star? That's you. That's your spark. 8-step slide development process. This is actually a simplified version of how to make a slide. First things first, you wrote script, read your script, decide which parts need slides, and assign slide numbers to each section. Define your slide type. Keep your content short and clear. Don't bore your audience, okay? And record yourself presenting more and more. Practice timing. Don't keep it too short or too long. Practice it and record yourself to improve yourself. And ask yourself questions all the time while watching your own videos. And add filler slides, logo, theme image if needed, if your company has a logo. But this is a common mistake. Add it in the end of the slide. And storyboard the deck, plan flow, and visuals. That's the whole thing. Also, I added some visual design tips here. Uh, most important thing is font. You see the ghost there? Ghost is showing you what a wrong font looks like. What does a wrong font looks like? It's too short, too small, right? Like if I were to use it as a font, then you wouldn't be able to read it. So it's a wrong font. Fonts should be readable. And colors. Colors are actually colors have meanings. For example, blue shows trust and stability, and I used in here brown, yellow, and orange because it's fall term, and I want it to be matching with fall. Uh, because it's fall term. And imagery is so important. Your images should be meaningful and simple, and less is more. Avoid overload text. Audience should listen to you. Yes, don't bore them. And storyboarding is also so important, but the most important thing is, I'm gonna say it again, this is gonna be my last line. You are the star of your show, and slides are the tools. At the end of the day, people are gonna remember you, how you talk, and not, of course, visual things are important, but they're gonna remember how you talked and how you reflected your ideas and opinions to people. So you're the star. Don't forget it. Before finishing, here are my references and my name and my ID number, and also some of the comments I did on the comment section of the course. And also, I want to say that if you're gonna make a slide, if you're gonna make a presentation, PowerPoint is not the only platform. You can use other platforms as well, such as I use Canva, but also such as Google Slides or other platforms, you know. So thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week. Goodbye.